From the Global Performance Audit Unit, this is Leading Voices. Real conversations on performance excellence, strategy, measurement, improvement, employee performance, and culture.
Hi, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Radu Kocan, the strategy advisor and today's host. We will take a peek behind the scenes at the maturity assessment and improvement journey of AlBawani Holding with our esteemed guest, Mr. Badruddin Al-Hariti, the Strategy and Transformation Director. Badruddin is a transformation leader with more than 14 years of experience helping governments and conglomerates bring strategy and vision into results. He currently serves as the Strategy and Transformation Director at AlBawani Holding, where he leads enterprise-wide strategy execution across 8 diverse businesses. Prior to this, he was director at PwC Middle East, and he is also vice chair of the Strategy Experts Council at IASP. With an MBA from ESSEC and deep expertise in strategy, PMOs, and performance, Badruddin brings a human-centered execution-focused lens to transformation. Welcome, Mr. Badruddin.
Thank you, Radu. Pleasure as always to be with you.
Thank you. So, can you give me a glimpse into the role of the Strategy and Transformation Unit inside AlBawani Holding and within the organization as a whole?
Yes, sure. To understand the role of the Strategy and Transformation Office, let's give a glance on the AlBawani Holding in general. So AlBawani is a holding company comprised of number of business units that serves achieving the vision of AlBawani. So as all conglomerate or holding businesses, you have a vision, a shareholder with a vision of a certain impact they want to achieve in the community and in the world, that translated to number of businesses. And to achieve this vision through these businesses, you will always have that required alignment between the operations of these businesses to the holding vision and direction. Hence comes the role of Strategy and Transformation Office in translating the vision of the shareholders and leaders of the AlBawani Holding into reality through first ensuring the proper articulation of that vision, then the translation of this vision to clear objectives, KPIs, targets, and initiatives, and allocating these to the right owners and ensure that the entities that operates within this universe of AlBawani is aligning, that their visions and their plans is aligned with the direction of the holding. طبعا taking sure taking in consideration the specificity of those businesses. So ensuring that all these businesses' plans are aligned with the holding vision and direction, taking in consideration their specificity in terms of the area that they are serving and they are operating in. Here comes the role of Strategy Office as the connector, the articulator, of the orchestrator of these, the translation of these visions into reality, and ensuring the line of sight between these operating entities and the holding vision and direction. So that's, I think, in a nutshell, what the Transformation Office does, or the Strategy and Transformation Office does in AlBawani.
So what triggered the idea to undertake the Strategy and Performance Management System Maturity Assessment?
So lately in AlBawani, we have formulated an ambitious strategy, a strategy with big vision targets to be achieved. And to do that, we felt the need, the leadership is very keen to ensure that everyone moves ahead towards that vision. And to do that, we needed to do a full transformation program, aligning every one of our units, of our departments, goals and objectives and KPIs towards the transformation that we want to achieve in AlBawani. And to make sure that we are moving in that direction on a steady steps, we needed to ensure that the engine for success, which is, in our opinion, is the performance management system, the full system of performance management, the organization performance and the individual performance, are built on a right ground. So ensuring that we have, when you put long-term strategies, what will make sure that the organization will move ahead on day-to-day basis is the visibility on the performance. And to see the visibility of the performance, you have to see it from different angles. How we articulate our plans, how we communicate those plans, how we align our resources with those plans, and how we measure the performance on organizational level and on individual level. That gives us that insight, continuous insights about are we moving in the right direction or not. To do that, we needed to first do a check. Where do we stand in terms of how healthy and how complete our integrated performance management system and framework within AlBawani, to assess where are the key gaps and to bridge it and build it and improve it with the right initiatives. Hence comes the idea of the leadership that better we need first to understand where we stand and then move on a progressively steady improvement steps towards maturity in how we plan and manage our performance. So in my view, that's the right place to start. If for the organization that they are very serious about their performance and transformation, they will make sure that they know where they stand now and that tomorrow is better than today and next year is better than this year. And how we reach to that, measure where you are currently in terms of what is the what should you have from in terms of standards, frameworks, policies, tools within the performance domain that ensures that you have a healthy and integrated performance management system. Know where you stand, know your gaps, and then start to build this capability within, because it's the vehicle for any transformation. So you can have ambitious plans, but if you don't have that vehicle of how I translate my plan to measurable terms, monitor those measurable terms, align my organization within it, ensure that it reaches to the execution arms that I have, and then have this reporting in place that gives you visibility in this performance, and then take action according to these reports. If you don't have that, that's a vehicle for the transformation. You cannot have your transformation blindly. So this where it started as a wise decision from the leadership that we know where we stand, measure this maturity in its different aspects. As the Global Performance Audit Unit have the framework, this framework that measures this 5 different aspects of any performance management system. So we decided to measure where we stand, know our gaps, and put an improvement plan to build the capabilities within these gaps to ensure that our transformation vehicle is sound, up and running, and can take us where we want.
Awesome. How did you secure leadership buy-in?
AlBawani leadership is very serious about transformation, and they want it, and they give the right empowerment to the right to the right leaders, to the right subject matter experts. They give that empowerment towards that transformation. So it was not a big of a challenge to secure that, because they wanted the transformation done, and they brought the right experts, and they told them what's the way forward. So once we showed them the business case of this exercise and how this exercise will help us have more visibility on where we stand now and what needs to be done, and how this will increase our chances and possibilities and our certainty of success. So they were very supportive to go and do whatever it takes to ensure that we have the right transformation plan in the way. And they have seen the benefits, and they are involved. Our leadership is very involved, and they were with us on the steps and all the steps. So they appreciated this step, and they supported it from start to end.
Why did you choose the Global Performance Audit Unit for this assessment?
To be honest, it's all about their framework and the way they conduct the analysis and the thoroughness of the report that gives you a real visibility on the gaps and the holistic approach they use. And if you look at the approach they use, the five areas and the 5 capabilities that they analyze, the strategic planning area where they address all the areas from strategy, having the strategy, the articulation of that strategy, and how is it developed and how is it cascaded. So the strategic planning aspect. Then they go to the second capability or domain, which is the performance measurement. How you measure the performance, coming back to the vehicle of transformation. Performance measurement is very important. So you continuously have insights on your performance journey and the performance journey that you are in. So the performance measurement, then the performance management. How you take these insights and how you translate it into actions and how it advise your decision making and your strategic the strategic direction going forward. So the performance management, and then how it impacts the culture, how this will frame the performance culture, what we always strive to achieve in the organizations, which is the performance-driven culture. So how this 3, how you plan, how you measure, how you manage your performance, how it will make that performance culture within the organization. And definitely the last echo that we want, and where it impacts the employee themselves, the employee performance management system. So imagine a framework that covers this 5 domains. That is a holistic and integrated way of looking at the areas of performance in the organization. And if I improve these 5 capabilities, I'm telling you have a great transformation vehicle that will take you forward. So the Global Performance Audit Unit, their framework covers this, and the way they conduct this analysis is great. How they cover the structured and unstructured data, and the report actually is very comprehensive. And I've seen some of the reports previously, and I was really liking the way that the thoroughness of these reports and how it gives practical insights to the transformation leaders on where they should focus to cover the gaps in their performance management system in general. So that's why I went with the GPAU.
What was your experience with the performance management system maturity assessment?
It was engaging. It was as I wanted it to be. The main let's say milestones of the journey as I wanted it. So it has the component of comprehensive assessment and review for all our documents in place, or all our, they call it structured data, whatever, any information that is in a document or in a framework that is in use. And then it had the taking the component of the unstructured data, what they call it, which is the culture side. So they had interviews with number of key people. So each module, we choose the relevant stakeholders for them to have a specific customized interview session with them, assessment session, to discuss that domain with that relevant stakeholder. So when we talk about strategic planning, we are talking about the top leadership. So they have sat with these top leaders in the organization discussing the different aspects of their day-to-day business, dealing with the strategic planning and how they do it. And then every other domain, so the performance measurement has different people to be interviewed and so on and so forth. So it was engaging. It was engaging with the large team members in AlBawani. And then they do the survey. And the survey, it's 5 different surveys covering each of the 5 domains, and it goes to the relevant members that is considered a stakeholder in that domain. So maybe the interviews number will be a bit limited, but the survey goes to a bigger and wider number of people within each category to ensure that the analysis and the assessment takes different angles into it and different levels within the organization to ensure that the assessment taking insights from the ground up as well, not only what the top leadership sees. So the experience was good, and it was engaging, and it results in a good insights actually.
How long did this journey take?
It was between 2 to 3 months. I think it was around 8 to 10 weeks in total. That's definitely there is a lot of what we can say dependencies on how long it can take with an organization. But for us, it took that amount, and we used it as a chance while we were planning the overall transformation journey. We did that in parallel. So once we reached to the kickoff of our transformation journey, we had our scores from where we stand and what's the gaps in our performance management system and how to take it in consideration while we are transforming the organization. So it was convenient.
How would you describe the collaboration with the assessment team?
The assessment team, I think they have put a good amount of time and focus in our exercise that made us feel that they are relevant. They are not totally outsiders of the organization. To understand the context of the organization, and they took their time to understand our context, to understand our stakeholders, and to understand where we stand at the moment from reviewing everything we have at the moment. So they don't ask the questions that it's the obvious questions that it is there. So they analyze what you have, and then they build on that learnings, and so the engagement with them was good, was relevant, and we felt that they made themselves relevant to the exercise and to the context of AlBawani. It was contextualized actually.
What was the internal impact of running such a project on the strategy team and the executives?
I would say it was insightful. So everyone knows the key areas of gap or pain in the organization, but having a thorough analysis that documents where are the areas of improvement and what needs to be done as a suggestions to address these gap points. It's very insightful, and it stays as a reference, and it feeds your transformation initiatives. So you will always go back to that comprehensive report and look at it and say, okay, now I have built this capability, but this list remaining needs some work. So you ensure to inform your transformation journey continuously with the result of that assessment. So it provides the transformation team with a reference to always do that check and balance and go back and see how am I progressing towards and the nice and clear structure of the scoring that they have gives that sense of I want to do better. I want the higher score. I want to reach the higher score. Hence, like we decided to do it on an annual basis. Actually, I added it as one of the KPIs on all our organizations. That I want. Now we have an ambition to reach to maturity level 5 in all the domains, because reaching there means you have checked the box of all the needed components that a company needs to have a sound transformation management system. So the practice we adopted in AlBawani that every 12 months we will have that maturity assessment done until we make sure that we are at where we want. So at least for the next 2 years, I have it as a KPI that to reach to the maximum level of maturity that we can possibly reach to.
In your opinion, what are some performance areas that are very important for Saudi companies right now?
So being an operating company in Saudi Arabia at this moment is not an easy place to be. Why? Currently, the country is led by the Vision 2030, which is one of the biggest transformation on this planet currently, and if it's not the biggest. Whoever came to Saudi Arabia or familiar with the Vision 2030 will understand that this country is moving, firing all cylinders towards success, being the best in most of the areas. In most of the areas, they are targeting the best. To be operating here, you need to have that agility to keep aligning your strategy to be a good contributor in this amazing, great, and large transformation program that is happening in the country. So everyone would have a role, but you need to be very good at what you do, and you need to be agile in aligning your strategy to be in the right place to contribute the most to this vision. And to do that, you need a very strong transformation vehicle. You need to have that mindset of how you plan your business plan and your business, and how you execute these plans, and how you monitor the performance against this, and how you inform your decisions based on the insights of your performance, how to monitor the external environment that you are operating in, and how that external factors gives you insight on your internal plans. So keep adapting your plans and your business model to these external factors that might impact the way you do business, and keep this continuous feedback cycle going on. So it is one of the for me, I see it's the pro league now here in Saudi for companies to achieve their best, live at their best potential. The opportunity is amazing, and it's there, since the country is leading the way towards excelling in most of the aspects of the countries and in all fields. So it's about how fast can you run as a company towards achieving a bigger success and contribute more to the country's vision. So I think that's the main area where the leaders of the companies operating in Saudi Arabia should focus on. How can I, as an organization, be agile, have this continuous feedback cycle, and how to adopt my decisions internally, taking into consideration the external changes, and how to plan my performance and have that performance engine well built, that it continuously gives me insight about my performance against my plan and how to adjust my plan according to these insights.
So the key words would be alignment and speed.
Alignment and speed, and transformation capabilities and performance management capabilities. Because after you align quickly and have your plan set, you need your team, strategy and performance team, with the right and systems, with the right capabilities to measure how your plans are being executed by your company, and to give you that insight on timely basis. Because time is very critical here. So I need to know what's happening, and I need to adjust my next move according to that. So I have to have a state-of-art performance management system in place. And that impacts also how I manage my resources. So we are talking about attracting the right talents. And currently, talents in Saudi is not easy to get, because there is competition between all these very strong companies on having the best-in-class talents in all areas. So having the right performance management system enables you to have a performance-driven culture, which will help you in achieving your goals, and it will give that wellness to your employees, and on that impacts the retention. When the employee feels that my performance here is visible, is aligned, is meaningful, and is appreciated, which is part of the module 5 that we assess in the maturity assessment employee performance management system. This is how you close the gap. So having the proper performance management system is an enabler and a must-have now, I can say, in Saudi Arabia's companies. And you will find that most of the organizations, starting from the governmental organizations, moving to the private sector, having a high maturity in that area. So if you don't have it strong, it will impact your competitiveness. I've seen other companies and other institutions in other countries. Saudi is very advanced in this now, very advanced, because the leadership have focused on that angle very well, and the impact is amazing, and we can see it in all organizations and institutions, governmental and private.
On a more general note, what can companies do to future-proof their strategic capabilities in these times of fast change and disruption?
Strategic capabilities, some of these strategic capabilities are straightforward and will not change in its essence. It might change in terms of tools, what tools I can have to have it. But as a practice, I need to have a way to articulate my plans clearly. I need to build this knowledge and capability within my organization and training them how to articulate their plans and how to put it. This will not change with time. I need to have a way to continuously measure my performance and give insights to the leadership. As a concept, this will not change. I need to have a way to cascade my goals for the organization to each contributor in my organization in the right capacity where he can contribute, and to put the right accountability there, and to have a governance to ensure that accountability is there. This will not change. What would change is the tools and means for that. And this where I think the strategy teams should focus on having always what is the new trends on achieving these purposes. But these purposes, they should guard it to stay within the company in the right way. You can measure your performance and have the reports moving from an Excel sheet to a PowerPoint to move to an AI-enabled reporting system. But the bottom line, I'm reporting. Timely basis. Insights is giving to the leadership. Again, for the other domains as well. So the tools might change, and the race is to have the best tool always. So, and this is evolving area, but the concepts, I think it's there. It's gonna stay there, and so on.
What were some of the most important lessons learned or insights gained through this performance maturity assessment?
I would say the importance of putting that baseline where you stand. It gives a great, how can I put it? It gives a great confidence to know where you stand at the moment, and to have your development plans built on a steady steps, knowing where you will reach. So it gives you clarity on what you want and the timing of this, the roadmap, how you will get there. So before, my advice to any strategy expert and transformation leader in the organizations, having this baselining on where you stand currently gives you great confidence on knowing I started here. So it gives you the visibility of the amount of improvement you have achieved in a certain period of time. And this not only gives you a clear plan, it gives confidence to all your stakeholders. It shows them a visible improvement, which gives that positive vibes that we are progressing. So I've seen organizations, they do great efforts to improve themselves and improve their practices. But with the day-to-day hustle, sometimes after 1 year, they have that fake feeling that we did not achieve much. But if they have that clear baselining and the continuous monitoring how we are improving, they can see that, oh my God, no, we have achieved a lot, guys. So they appreciate their efforts, and it helps them to keep moving forward in a clear way and in an insightful way.
What would you say are the critical success factor for the organization to transform this maturity assessment into a beneficial journey for everyone?
I would say any transformation journey, if it didn't tackle the culture and the change management aspects of the organization, is having a very low possibility of success, to be honest. Remember, transformation is mainly connected to these two elements of an organization. It talks about changing an organization from a state A to state B, which very much related to the way of how they work, the ways of their working, which is culture related. And any change comes with this change management change management principles to be implemented. So I would say, my advice to the strategy and transformation professionals on any transformation journey they have is to start with whatever impacting these two journeys and in my two elements. And in my experience, to tackle the culture side and to ensure that the transformation program is enabled with what it needs and requires from success factors. It starts with the leadership, sponsorship. The leadership, buy-in, and sponsorship. I've seen a lot of programs, of transformation programs. Some of it is successful, some of it is not. But the ones that was very successful, you will see that the leader is the spearhead of that transformation, is spearheading the whole journey towards this transformation. So when the leadership they are in the front of this transformation, this gives the message to all the organization how serious is the leadership about this, and it impacts the element of culture of how they should perceive it. It sends them the direct and indirect messages about what we care about. And we know that always culture revolves around that. Whatever the leadership cares about, this impacts the culture. Who gets rewarded? Who is the good performer? Who is considered a good resource? These people absorb it from whatever the leadership is caring for. So when the leadership spearheads the transformation journey, it sends that message to the organization that this is what we care about. And this impacts the culture and a lot. And the second thing, the engagement. Engaging these stakeholders that will be related and relevant to this transformation journey in the transformation journey. Make them part of the journey. Make them live the journey with you. This will ensure what we call four things. We will ensure their buy-in. They will buy in with you. Why they will buy in? Because they will understand. When they are part of the journey and you are engaging them and including them in the workshops and the assessment and the results and the questions and taking the insights from them, it's not only top-down, it's top-down, bottom-up as well. So they understand, and if they understand, they get the buy-in. And once they have these two, they will have accountability. So they will own. There will be ownership because they have contributed to this and they had their chance to give their opinion on that, and they are in a way or another acknowledging the outcome of this exercise. So they will own it. The ownership element comes. So these the engagement gives you these benefits to have it. And third, you need to build their capability and build their capacity. In any transformation journey, there is you are expecting from people. I want to engage the people in the transformation journey, so I'm expecting from them to contribute insightfully on the transformation journey. To ensure that happens, I need to ensure that they are equipped with the right concepts and terminologies before they come into this exercise, before I bring them into this exercise. So I always have made sure in all the transformation programs that I have run that I do that bit of training, building capacity, training workshops before we go into the development workshops of our balance scorecards or KPIs or transformation elements. Why? To agree and build the capability and the capacity for our team members that will be engaged in that exercise in understanding the key concepts that we will use in a bit in our workshops, and to unify the terminologies, especially in strategic planning and strategy translation and these KPIs world. So there is different schools and there is different terminologies. And if you bring people in a workshop that they have different understanding for different terminologies, it will be very difficult to get a meaningful output of that. So I make sure before I engage them in the journey, I put this training element that unify our concepts, what we will use. So you might have a different background than me, and you might believe in that different school. But if we agree as organization that within this transformation program, within this organization, in this time, we will adopt this framework with its terminology. So here, this terminology means that definition. So regardless of what your beliefs outside, within these walls, within these workshops, this is how we will use it. It's amazing and magical how it makes the time in the workshops very meaningful and very direct and beneficial. So that are the key areas of definitely any success areas, and the element of change management. Remember, transformation means change, and change has to be managed. So the change management element is very important, where you ensure that you mobilize, you support this transformation program with the right change management program, communication, having the understanding your stakeholders and what's in it for them, and how you communicate and bring them on board. As many frameworks for change management are there. One of them is ADKAR, which it's a great framework to understand your stakeholders and where do they stand for when you face a resistance. How you move in that framework. Are they aware on that transformation? Maybe the difficulty is in the awareness. Or do they have the desire? Did you communicate for them what's in it for them in having this transformation journey? Do they have the right knowledge that can support? Maybe he's aware, he has the desire, but he doesn't have the knowledge. So you need to build the capacity and communicate more, or to train more and build his capacity and knowledge more. And sometimes he have the knowledge, but he doesn't have the ability to do it. Where you need to check, can these parties be with us in the transformation journey or not? And at the end, reinforcement, continuous reinforcement on the change. So I think that's a couple of success factors that came into my mind about the transformation journeys. That
it's kind of a message for companies out there that are still hesitant to undertake such a performance management maturity assessment. What would you tell them? What would be your advice to them?
I think to reach to your goal, you need to know from where you are coming. So to achieve your vision, it starts with knowing where you are, to understand how far you need to jump or to travel. So I believe maturity assessment is one of the key enablers for transformation projects, to understand where do you stand in terms of your performance management capabilities and your transformation enablers capabilities. And it's very important for you to have a steady steps towards your vision. And I see it will increase your chances in succeeding and achieving your vision multiples. And not doing that will always keep an element missing from your direction. It gives you very great insight and very strong start.
Thank you so much, brother, for these insights and for the recommendation. It was such a pleasure to have this discussion with you today.
Thank you. Thank you, Radu. Thank you very much. Thank you, Radu.
Thank you for listening to Leading Voices by GPA Unit. Subscribe and follow us through the links in the description.